Why does the mind settle for cheap thoughts? Well, the question itself is invalid because you see what we have done as human beings. We have given away our independence. You see, we have become overly dependent on others' thoughts, others' minds, others' ways, others' methods, others' practices. Nothing wrong with liaising with others. You see, but if we need help in a particular way, we simply Google for information. We phone the GP. We go to the hospital. We ask the counsellor. We ask the policeman. We ask the employer. We ask the teacher. We ask everyone. What's the best way? You see, what's the best way to do this? Just like if you're on YouTube looking for something um, that's going to improve your life, and you're asking another, then that's a cheap thought. Why does the mind always or accept cheap thoughts? The dependency is on the the inappropriateness of the question. The question should revert back to the original question: what is thought? Where is thought? I mean, just thinking and accepting the thoughts without searching for the place of where are these thoughts? Where are they? Where are you thoughts? That's a thought looking for a thought. That itself is a thought looking for a thought. There's no human being goes through um, an average day without thinking. It doesn't matter if you're a king, a queen, monk, the highest saint. At some point, a thought will appear. And most, because our mind is so dependent on other minds, just accept the thought. It's my thought. Yeah, that's my thought. So already the thought cannot be true. The content of the thought is what you're interested in. The thought wants to show what it knows and what it is capable of. So it gives information through the thought using words, imaginations, pictures, possible actions. So when we take the step back to say, okay, why do I accept cheap thoughts? And look at the information and look at the wording and the way, the whole content, the whole, structure of the meaning of the thought. We're starting at the midpoint, you see. We're not starting at the initial point. And that's what we do as human beings now. We are born, what would we say, with a silver spoon in our mouth, where we don't have to do anything really in life. Let everyone else do it for me. Let everyone else tell me. I mean, we think that the people who are very, very wealthy are very intelligent, you see, but they're asking others to do things for them, same as everyone else. But we're not here to analyze and value or devalue the content of that thought. What is a cheap thought? What does cheap mean? No. What is thought? Where did this thought arise from? You see, someone mentioned recently that they thought that someone who had experienced ultimate enlightenment, the truth, the most profound realization, the most worthwhile discovery. They thought that enlightened minds had specialized thoughts. The enlightened mind does not pay attention to the thought, the content of the thought, just where the thought arises from. Where is this thought right now? I am looking for the thought is a thought. So let's stick with this. I am looking for the thought. Where is this thought? Show your face. Where did you come from? Where are you now? You see? Every sequential offering is another version of the same thought. The same, thinker. Where is the thinker, you see? Where the thought has to arise from somewhere to give some tools, to be the tool for the thinker. So is the thinker before the thought, or the thought before the thinker, you see? Why does the mind rely on cheap thoughts? Was the thinker there before the thought? Or did the thought create a thinker? You see, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. We say it's evolution. You see, evolution means that we don't have to walk to our work. We can jump on a bus, let someone else drive me to my work. Why? Well, yeah, I get there on time. It's raining. All these are valid ways. We have created this fast, super fast broadband, super fast trains, super fast aeroplanes, super fast buses, super fast bikes. We don't even have to cycle. We don't even have to pedal. The bikes go themselves. Let's go. Super fast. So we've no time to think about tasting the coffee when I'm drinking. I have, yeah. And thoughts, they come super fast. They come super fast. But we know the destination of the bus. We know where the bus started from. We know what the bus is. We know what the bus's purpose is. We know the quality of the bus. We know everything in the bus. That's the second, you see. But we have to know, will the bus arrive? And where will the bus come from? So where is the thought? If you're thinking this speaker, a thought right now that this speaker is going to give you an answer, that's your thought. You're not looking at the thought, you're waiting for the speaker to give you an answer. You become so dependent on other speakers, on other things, on other lives. You want to experience enlightenment, but you want someone else to do it for you. You want to go to a satsang hall, you want someone else to tell you and speak so very eloquently and keep you in a hypnotized state. And then bing. And then you go outside and say, I did it myself, And of course you did do it yourself. Because we're all one. But we have to get to the stage of all one, of really not thinking we are all one, but knowing we are all one. Absolute knowing. No doubt. No hope. No belief. Absolute knowing. The enlightened mind pays no attention to thoughts unless it is a very, very serious thought. Someone is in danger, something is happening in the world that you may be able to help resolve the situation. But the thought, I am fat, I mean, who cares? But we're now looking at the content of the thought. We're looking at the wording of the thought. I mean, you can remove the thoughts temporarily, but it's not. Why would you remove thoughts? You see, thoughts can be very essential in moments where there are people requiring assistance or help. The idea is not to remove the thoughts. You see, Ramana Maharshi did not remove the thoughts. He paid no attention to the thoughts. The thoughts are ego. The thoughts want to be give me attention, please. You know, the thought is saying to you, the real you, you relied on me all your life and then suddenly nothing? I mean, what kind of person are you? So you don't deny the thoughts to the extent I don't want you, I don't need you anymore. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You can stay. But I'm telling you about cheap thoughts, says the thought. Why don't you analyze me? Why don't you spend time with me? Why don't we discuss this matter further? No, we can just sit. We can just sit. And you can go when you want to go. And I can make you a cup of tea. I can stroke you. I can do whatever you want. But I'm not really interested in the content of the thought of you. I'm not really interested. You don't have to justify who you are, what you are, why you're here, where you know, the purpose of life and all that stuff. You know, I've been reading about that for years. It means nothing. It's a waste of time to discuss and negotiate that what will never be resolved, you see? Because we'll always find cheap thoughts if we start looking at the opposing values of words and meanings and thoughts. So let's just spend time looking into each other's eyes, you see? But that's still moving away from where it is, what is thought. We can really know the mind version of what thought is. We can sit down and really write down on a piece of paper what thought is. Thought is a combination of syllables, sounds that turn into words that actually penetrate whatever I am to give something an option, an opportunity, a way, a possibility, a feeling, a hope, a belief, a result of the experience, you know, an analysis, evaluation of what is taking place. That's what thinking is. You see, that's what we do every day. We do all that stuff every day. That's not, you see, we're not listening to a specialized speaker, a specialized thinker. All thoughts are the same. Same thought. Here I am. What are you going to do with me? Nothing today. But you are fat. And they will keep penetrating and penetrating. And you try and think. You try and create thoughts when you're listening to Jiddu Krishnamurti. He stifles every thought. He keeps you in some sort of what we call in our country a dwam, where you're not present, but nothing's happening. Because you're simply waiting and listening for something that is going to ignite your information thoughts, your intellect thoughts. You know, see, we can invent all kinds of thoughts, all types of thoughts. You see, the mind can create so many different wordings of a thought, so many meanings of a thought. But we don't spend 1 minute of our life trying to establish what thought is and where it dwells, where it lives. Where does the thought live? Where do thoughts penetrate this body? And, let's not remove the thoughts. Let's use the thoughts to discover something really, really beneficial, really crucial to what I am, you see. Who is the thinker? What is the thinker? Is the thinker itself a thought? Or is the thought just a trick to install a thinker? You see, the human mind says it has to be one way or the other. The thinker or the thought have to be in sequence, thinker first, thought second. Or thought first, thinker second. That's what we operate. That's what we've learned all our life. That's what we know. That's what we've told ourselves. That's what we've created. What if I say the thought does not exist, and neither does the thinker? What takes place then? So no one can analyze where the thought arises from, because the one that is analyzing where the thought arises from is the thinker. It can find a place, or the birthplace of the thought. So the thinker still exists. Munji calls living as a human being a riddle within a riddle. Everything is a riddle within a riddle. There's no answer, there's no solution, there's just the riddle going in and out itself. And that's what thoughts are. They go in and out yourself. Sometimes you catch on to them, most times you catch on to them, most times you take action. Sometimes you don't, and you just suffer the thought. I'm suffering my thought. I don't want cheap thoughts. So I'm not going to participate with the rest of humanity, because they always give me cheap thoughts. So I'm going to stay in my room all day, every day, and think, expensive thoughts, good thoughts. One day I'm going to be rich. One day I'm going to have so many opportunities in life. One day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do that. And it seems to be a success. And you think, wow, I'm feeling so good. I'm going out in the real world. And the first thing you hear is a cheap thought. Where have you been? Hiding from the world. What? I've been trying to control my thoughts. I've been trying to, heighten my positive thoughts. Who are you that wants to heighten and lessen? Who are you that wants specialized thoughts? Who wants cheap thoughts? Who wants expensive thoughts? Who wants good thoughts? Who wants bad thoughts? Thoughts are the problem, you see. Thoughts are the problem. But they're not a problem when you just see them as what they truly are. A puff of energy that will not remain stagnant, because nothing in this world can remain stagnant. The cloud can never be a cloud all day long. It has to move, it has to break up, it has to, destroy itself with rain. It has to get rid of itself, you see. The thought has to get rid of itself. It's just that, I don't want it right now. Okay. Look at it right now. Look at it right now. What is it doing to you? It wants to meet you. It wants to see you. It wants to have some sort of time with you, right? But don't give it information, because it's just a thought thinking about itself, trying to, envisage itself as something more than what it is, Are you something more than what you are? I mean, can we discover the source of thoughts? Who is discovering the source of thoughts? These are questions that can be devoured. And if an answer comes, there's a thinker still there. And if there's a specialized thought to say, oh, that's right, the speaker was right. I've been meditating for 10 years and I've found enlightenment. Is that not another thought? Is that not still the thinker, still living? All speakers, we speak as if we're existing as an individual entity. Even an enlightened one cannot speak as if I'm speaking on behalf of the curtains. I'm speaking on behalf of the walls. I'm speaking on behalf of the sky. I'm speaking on behalf of God. I'm speaking at the same. Every little statement, every sentence is about the whole of life. Because we can't do it, you see. The idea of thoughts is to break things down and segment them and control them and implement ways of suffering and depression and anxiety and also good stuff, but to keep you prisoner as a thinker of thoughts. There's no prisoner. There's no you. There's no I. There's no thoughts. There's no questions, no answers. There's just life as it is.